Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main.
No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee.
Is there
In this community, we're aware of the fact that there is no one answer to the problem of addiction. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for someone else. Therefore, our purpose is to try to fit the addict into a program that will respond to his particular needs. We handle here in this office an average of 350 addicts on a monthly basis. We have an active caseload at any time of over 150 people. We're here to confront, to encounter the addict in his own turf, in his own neighborhood, and to try to bring him to the realization that he doesn't have to be an addict. He doesn't have to spend the rest of his life as a junkie.
I got very heavily into drugs. I thought the people that I was living with, I thought they were my friends, and a friend was someone you smoked a joint with. But when I came here, I learned that if someone cared about me, they weren't going to let me do that to myself.
Manhattan Project is an attempt by the Salvation Army to try and work with young people in a mutual sense of respect, in attempting to develop something new and something meaningful. Here at Manhattan, it's our attempt to become a part of the community, to live in a residential area, to live in a home without identifiable signs that say this is Manhattan or this is a drug rehabilitation program. We've tried to take a span of 7 days and turn it into some kind of a meaningful lifestyle. So our young people go to school in the daytime or they go to work. When they come home at night, they don't go out again.
I think one of the important things about Manhattan is the way that people are given responsibility and even the way that things are dealt with.
During the time that you're here, this becomes your home. And that means that there's both physical and emotional things that have to be done. Each person that comes in is assigned a job. They're also assigned specific activities during the week. The concept of the people working together, that each one contributes in their own way, both adult and juvenile. We've tried to develop experiences that can be meaningful, that can be growth experiences, so that by the time somebody leaves here, they have that kind of feeling of security inside of them.
You have to choose, am I going to do this or that? You know the choices that you'll be able to live within yourself.
Salvation Army's always been interested in the dignity of the human being. That kind of mutual respect that allows a spirit to develop, allows people to work towards something.
When you don't choose right, then you condemn yourself, for not standing up and being a man. And then you lose that self-assurance and that confidence that will keep you going and, meeting other situations head on.
I think the most important thing I found here was that I could express feelings, and if I was angry, I could go in the basement and I could break a chair up, or if I was happy, I could laugh, or if I was sad, I could grab someone and hug them or cry on their shoulder.
It's been Salvation Army philosophy for over 100 years, that it makes no difference what somebody has done, where they have been, what kind of problems they have. The door is always open. But we pay attention to where does somebody want to go, what kind of life do they want, what kind of changes, what kind of help.
We just don't have enough money. We don't have money for food, and I can work, I can get a job, but what am I going to do with my children? I can't leave them alone, and I can't afford to pay a sitter.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
The Daycare Center is a community outreach program, part of the multifaceted community center activities of the Corps, specifically designed to meet the preschool needs of the children in a particular family. The mothers are working parents or incapacitated in some way for the care of the children. The children come every day from 7:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the afternoon. They have a well-rounded social and educational program.
What number should we put up here?
18. 18.
What number do you see?
18.
What do you see? 1 and an 8. We try to make them as happy as possible, so when the parents leave them with us, they won't worry during the day. We try to have a home atmosphere for our children. And so, regardless of how we feel, we have to smile, because that's what they're looking forward to.
April? 7, 8, 3.
The staff are professional people hired specifically for the care of the children. It's not only custodial care, but educational and social activity.
And I like for our children to be heard. I like for them to be loud.
If you're happy and you know it, scream out loud.
Because they have to stay in school for the rest of their lives quiet.
If you're happy and you know it, scream out loud.
We try our best to make them feel as free to yell at certain times, and then at times we have a certain amount of discipline that they will listen. Now, if they get too loud, I will say, look at me, and I'll put my finger over my mouth, and they will be just as quiet as a little mouse. If they hit, we give them a little talk about hitting. We have no fighting at all. They love each other, and they're taught to share. We try to be a substitute parent, and we are substitute parents for the working parents. And the parents are very happy with us because they're always complimenting on us, on the children when they come home, you know. They have so much to talk about.
The basic philosophy of the Salvation Army is to meet the whole need of an individual. And all of us who are committed to Salvation Army service, we love people because that's all we have is people.
If we see a child out in the park and he's alone, this is the child that we go to. Now, the happy child is all right, you know. We watch him. He'll come up every now and then. He wants a little love. So we give him some love, and they go on. But the lonely child is the one that we really worry about. And we try not to ever let a child be alone. I've worked with children for so long. I love my work. I really am dedicated to it. And so we have no special hours. I come at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I leave sometime at 5. Because you can't just turn off children by a day, say hour to hour. They're human beings, and we try to let them feel and act like human beings at all times. The Salvation Army is really a wonderful organization, and being around them and their philosophy, too, it rubs off on you.
Man is a piece of the continent.
Slow. Take it slow. 5. That's 4. Okay.
All you thought about the Salvation Army was just a fife and drum corps going out to raise funds for an unknown cause. But through life, I found out that it meant more than just staying out there in the cold and collecting those nickels and dimes, because those nickels and dimes that they did collect did help a lot of people.
The Salvation Army operates hospitals throughout the world. This institution is geared to give treatment in even the most sophisticated areas of healthcare. Our operating rooms are the most modern. Those who are recruited at the professional level are highly skilled in their respective fields. This applies to the physicians, to the nurses, and to the technicians, and to each area of service provided within the institution. The basic philosophy of the Salvation Army has been and is to minister to the whole need of mankind. Through the years, the spiritual ministry has taken preeminence. This still continues to exist. But added to that, in this day and generation, is the ingredient of sophisticated professional treatment.
In plain English, I got good faith in this hospital because the service is terrific. I personally believe, even though you're sick, when you see what people do for you, that gives you the will to live. To me, the most fantastic thing is that Brigadier Newton every morning has a sermon that lets you feel that you are somebody. This brightens my day. I look forward to that more than I do my breakfast.
The chaplain ministers to the spiritual needs of patients on a non-sectarian basis and helps them through what may often be a very critical time in the mind and thinking of the patients.
After he gives that talk, he makes a complete tour of the hospital and greets everybody with a lovely smile. And I just found out his age, God bless him. God just keeps him that young to fulfill the job that he himself is too busy upstairs to do.
It's true. It's definite. I feel scared. I feel really scared. I can't tell them. I haven't told them. I don't know what I'm going to do. No, I'm not trying to trap you. I want this baby.
At the Salvation Army maternity homes, we have complete care for the unwed mother and her expected child. This baby was unplanned for, but if they're planning on keeping the baby, then they need to have a plan for their life. This baby is going them. We teach them everything from making beds to cooking their meals to cleaning up afterwards to taking care of their child and to the realization that there is a God and he does care.
In division, what do we do with the exponents?
We have one point that I like that I think has always been a calling card is the accredited junior high school and senior high school. We had girls learning to be IBM key punch operators. They were really interested, and concerned about what they were going to be doing after they got out of high school or after they had their babies and left here. They have health instruction classes. We have the use of a psychiatrist for consultation. Then we have one of the house mothers who teaches the girls how to make their own clothes or make baby clothes. And we have another that has baking classes with the girls.
That's it. Hey, that's good.
The girls do baking and sell the cookies and stuff, and we use some of this money to buy craft materials, and then we also sell the cookies, and the money goes into the Salvation Army International Missionary Fund. One of the RNs comes over and teaches prenatal classes, and they go up and tour the labor and delivery rooms so that the girls aren't, terrified when they go into labor. They're terrified enough. I am an ordained minister in the Salvation Army. If a girl has a problem, I'm on 24 hours a day. These teenagers, they keep you hopping. And they keep you young, and I'm not that far out of my teenage years myself. I really enjoy it. It's a challenge nowadays to try and keep them, 20 girls, happy from the ages of, say, 10 to 20. I don't know how anyone nowadays could work with the modern teenager if they really didn't love them. And I love every single one of them. They're individuals, and I love them for what they are.
Love itself.
Hi, for ball 2. Doing wonderful.
You guys quiet.
Because I was hoping you were taking a quiz. Yes, I do. You had it last
You guys keep down, will you, please?
Swung on. That'll bring up
Salvation Army Center is located in a very needy area of the city. You look around the neighborhood and you realize by looking in the homes and looking at the buildings that there are people who need a lot and need the total program of the Salvation Army. Families come into us with problems, and if we can't help them here, we refer them to our Family Service Agency, where they also can receive professional counseling. And it is the purpose of the Salvation Army being here to work with these people in every way possible. In this multi-purpose center, we have daycare for small children, ages 3 to 5. And then in the afternoon, we have a community center program for children 6 years old and up, where they come in after school and participate in athletic activities, basketball, and other sports. Also included in our program are men's activities. We have a game room and a craft room where they can use their own ideas to create and to make things.
Ready, let's practice.
The women come in for educational classes, training classes, information classes, discussion groups.
Look at each other. They call it a pusher, pushing in one of the schools. Oh, you mean what the kids in the schools know who the pushers are?
Sure they do.
They don't.
I feel that this whole area needs stronger laws. Everyone minds their own business and turns their own head away. And this is a big problem around here. Everybody just mind your business.
And then as well as all of this, we have our religious activities, services on Sunday, Bible studies during the week. Through all of our various services and activities, we believe that we are meeting a real need in this neighborhood.
This one, now this one, now this one. Go this way, move your hands. Move your hands like this. Here you go.
Love itself.
I'm an alcoholic. I came to the Salvation Army this particular time about 3.5 years ago. I was hurting, I was sick, I needed a place to lay down for a while, I needed some help. The Salvation Army never closed the doors on me, and I thank God for that, because I don't know what I would have done if they had. They don't seem to give up. They're always willing to take another chance.
At this Men's Social Service Center, we have a comprehensive program for alcoholics and for men with psychological, spiritual, and emotional problems. The great majority are alcoholics that come to us. If he needs detoxification, this will be accomplished medically. He will be given an orientation to the types of services that we offer here.
To do that, I have to find out why you've come here and what's been happening to you.
He will go into the ongoing part of the program, which consists of the work therapy program. The job assignment accomplishes several things. It keeps this man from feeling that he is a ward of charity. It gives him the dignity of feeling that if he does a good job, he is paying his way in the program, at least to a certain extent.
The lecture tonight is on alcohol and the human body. This is a very important subject for us to consider because there is a great deal of misinformation about the effect of alcohol on the human body.
I knew that when I came here that it was impossible to kick alcoholism and virtually impossible to kick the habit alone. Well, I went at the program wholeheartedly. I attended every lecture and every critique and every discussion. I don't believe I could have done it without the atmosphere I found here. I found that the people were completely dedicated, and it was a no-nonsense proposition.
We try to offer every man that comes in as much of the good of our program that we can, that he is able to accept and willing to accept.
I had one Sunday. It was an anxiety attack. And it works for me. I turned on the radio. And I got my mind off myself and what I was particularly thinking about, and in a matter of minutes, it was gone.
I firmly believe that God uses things like psychotherapy and lecturing on alcoholism to kind of break down the walls that we build around ourselves.
Can you imagine how sad it would be if somebody's trying to help people and doing it in a way that's getting them angry all the time?
It's what you carry in your heart opposed to what you carry in your head that really makes the difference.
I know what I'd like to say, but it don't always come out like that.
Are you afraid?
Yeah, I'm afraid I might let her down.
Did you tell her that?
No.
Why not?
At the time, I didn't think of it.
He then has the usual amount of leisure time. We don't have him in a class all the time, all evening. This means he has to learn new lifestyles. He has to learn to do things that he hasn't done before and not do the things that he's done that are negative. We put a lot of responsibility back onto the man. We believe that the good things of life, the essential things of life, must be partaken of. They can't be forced on anyone, whether it be religion or even help with a man's alcoholic problem. Let's say that we're trying to be real disciples of Christ. And so we're trying to do what he did. We stop on the street corner and talk to people. We bring him in under one roof and gives him all the help that we can.
Love itself.
It was very difficult for them to get out and socialize and meet with anybody, and they would stand on street corners, and that's as much of a social life as they had. So we offered the facilities of the Salvation Army building. Today, our membership is close to 500.
Hello, how are you? What are you making, huh? We're making a hat.
We have 6 teachers involved in this program. They have developed programs in arts and crafts, which include costume jewelry making, crocheting, sewing, quilting. Then we have oil painting classes. We take our folks on trips. They select the places they would like to go. We extend ourselves into the community. We take books for blind children. We ring doorbells and we help the community chest. We try to keep our folks involved in politics, in making certain that they go down and vote at the time of elections. We're very involved and we're very aware of needs.
There are so many aspects of their lives that are sort of fulfilled here, needs that go unmet in the city, that it's satisfying to see the glow and appreciation on the part of the people who come. Usually in the evening at Sunset Lodge, even when the weather's kind of warm, they have a fire in the fireplace, and the people will just sit down and chat and have a cup of tea and relax. The other day I had a lady come to me. She said, you know, you have no idea how much this means to me to be able to go out for a walk and not be fearful that somebody's going to come up behind me and mug me or that I'm going to get robbed. She was just glowing because she loved to go out walking around, hiking around, and many of the aspects of camp. And that's one of the wonderful things about this program, looking at everything and enjoying beauty that surrounds them.
A part of the man.
Well, at Star Lake, we're very much interested in providing a really wonderful, happy vacation for youngsters from the inner city. For many of them, it means opportunity just to play in freedom. When you have children coming from the conditions in which these children live, they do bring all kinds of problems with them. We have people on staff who are especially skilled to help them work out some of these problems.
We're very much interested in the interpersonal relationships of the youngsters and in their character development and their personality problems. The counselors who come to us and who are working with the children nearly all come with a very real sense of dedication. They're young people who are primarily interested in professions which are people helping, like social work, teaching, pre-med students, law students. They come because they're looking for good experience in working with children. I have opportunity to visit many different kinds of camps, organizational camps and private camps. I'm always happy to come back to Star Lake, and I find that our activities are probably pretty much the same as most camps. To go on a hike out in the woods is really a fearful kind of thing. So we work up to this kind of gradually.
Marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah, the ants go marching one by one.
One thing that's interesting in the Campcraft program is that it's very hard when you have inner-city children to take them out hiking. They're really scared. First of all, they're scared of the quiet. They're used to the noise of sirens, and traffic, and horns, and all of that. And their first night at camp, it's really hard to get to sleep because they hear things like crickets and frogs and the night noises. Some of the agencies who send children to camp will come and tell us that the children have had a new window in their lives, that our camp has provided an opening and a new horizon for them. Whether they're a fun night, campfire, whatever, we just hope that the spirit of love which guides us will be felt by the children.
I'm just a little piece of tin. Nobody knows where I have been. I got 4 wheels and a running board. I'm a Ford, yes, I'm a Ford. Hump, hump, rattle, rattle, crash, beep, beep, beep. Hump, hump, rattle, rattle, crash, beep, beep, beep. Hump, hump, rattle, rattle, crash, beep, beep, beep. Hump, hump, rattle.
We have a core of God's love. We try to extend the youngsters, and that's the spirit all of the programs take place.
The Salvation Army is always changing. They keep up with the times, and they keep up to date. They do what's needed today.
I had no idea how big the Salvation Army was. They're involved in so many services, and they're helping people in so many areas. And these programs are only a small part of what the Salvation Army does.